Hello, this is Kate from dailytarotgirl.com, and for this week's oracle reading, I am using the Amenti oracle, and I'm just going to shuffle the cards. And I just did a unboxing video of this deck, so if you want to see all the cards, you can check out that video. So I'm just going to draw 3 cards. Each card is going to represent an aspect of the upcoming week. Okay, so let's begin with the first card. Oh, and before I get into the reading, I want to let you know that I am offering private readings for the month of July. I only offer private readings twice a year, once in January and once in the summer. So if you would like a private reading with me, I'm going to put the link to check that out in the description box below this video. Okay, so this first card is Monday and Tuesday of the upcoming week. And I don't know if you can see that. I've got my silk thingy is in the way here. This card says, I hold purity in high esteem. And there's a whole bunch of really cool symbols on this card that I'm drawn to. So I'm really drawn to the color green, and I'm drawn to the chakras. And I'm drawn to the birds as well. And I feel like there is this theme of freedom. I see that when I look at the birds. There's also this theme of alignment, how her chakras are all aligned. And I feel like this is about being, I want to say being congruent, but that's not the word I'm looking for. Help me out here. What is that word? Integrity. So I feel like this is about having integrity, and it's about taking actions that are in alignment with what your values are, what your feelings are, what your thoughts are, and what your soul or what your spirit is saying to you. And I think that that is what purity is all about. And I think that word purity can bring up a lot of different meanings for people, or a lot of different associations. But to remain a pure person, I think, has to do with really getting in touch with, your emotional, your mental, your physical, and spiritual sides of yourself, and being able to integrate them, and being able to take actions and to live your life in a way that is in accordance with everything, which is really hard to do sometimes. So I feel like that's the message at the beginning of the week. So I'll quickly recap it in case you're like, what was the message? So I feel like beginning of the week, really ask yourself, are the things that I'm doing this week, are the things that I'm putting my energy into, are they things that support or are supported by my values, my thoughts, my needs, my what my body wants, what my spirit wants, what my emotions want. And let's move on to the middle of the week, so Wednesday and Thursday. Here we have, well, this is a really beautiful card. It says, I am kind. And I love the snake that's wrapped around her wrist, that's moving up to the palm of her hand, and she has the flame on the tip of her middle finger. What's really interesting, what strikes me about this card, is the card says, I am kind. And I feel like this person looks kind, but at the same time she's holding her hand up, almost as if to say, stop right there. And she has this really kind of badass snake, slithering up her arm, and she's got a flame on the tip of her finger. And I think the message is that kindness and having boundaries and being strong and standing up for yourself, all of these things can exist simultaneously. So don't feel it like in order to be kind you have to let down your boundaries, or in order to be a nice person you can't also be really assertive and stand up for yourself. A kind person is also someone who is authentic and who won't just lie or pretend to be okay with something when they're not okay with it. So this is about really not just being kind to others in the world, but also being kind to yourself. And being kind to yourself first. And I feel like this card is really about boundaries. It's about saying no to the things you don't feel comfortable with, the things you don't want to do, the things that are too much of a drain on your energy. This is about really preserving your energy and I suppose preserving your sense of self. I was reading something the other day and it was about self-care, and it said a lot of times people think that self-care is all about, taking hot baths and lying around and meditating and doing yoga, but really self-care is about creating a life that you don't need to escape from all the time. And we do that by picking and choosing what we're going to put our energy into, and picking and choosing what we're going to agree to do, and not just constantly agreeing to do things because other people want us to do them or other people expect us to do them. It's about really creating a life that you want to wake up to. And I feel like that's what this card is about. And when we do that, we're being kind to ourselves and we're also being kind to others. So let's look at the end of the week. So this is the weekend. This is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And this card says, I honor virtue. Okay. I honor virtue. What does that mean? The word virtue, what does that word mean to you? What does it mean to be virtuous? This is, I feel embarrassed saying this, but I totally forget what this word even means. I mean, I've heard it used so many times. And I feel like I used to know what this word means, but off the top of my head, I'm like, what does being virtuous mean again? What's interesting with this card, I'm just going to go, because I can't remember what the word virtue means, I'm just going to go into the imagery on this card. So what really strikes me is this woman on this card seems to be thinking. She seems to be contemplating something. And there's these 4 pillars in the background. But it seems like she's really kind of contemplating something. And I feel like the first card that we looked at, this is, to me, is a very physical card. It's physical and it's spiritual. But here is someone, this green lady, who seems to really be standing in her power. She's also standing on a pedestal, but it's like she's put herself on that pedestal. No one else has put her up there. And she's balancing on that pedestal. It feels to me like she is really standing in her power. She's in alignment. She's pure. She's, has high esteem. And the woman in the middle seems to be taking some kind of action. She's asserting her boundaries. She's taking some sort of action, whereas this third woman is just kind of contemplating and thinking things through. And the card says, I honor virtue. So what does that mean? What does that last card mean for us on the weekend? I feel like the weekend is a good time to contemplate things, especially when it comes to processing everything that happened during the week. I think sometimes we forget to do that. We forget to process things and kind of think over things. And I love to just be in the moment and not get too caught up in, the past and what happened or the future. But sometimes it's really valuable to just kind of look back on the week and kind of process everything that happened. And I feel like that's kind of the message with this card for this weekend. And I also think the 4 pillars to me make me think of kind of the 4 suits in a tarot deck, and the 4 aspects of ourselves are our mind, our body, our spirit, and our emotions. And I feel like this is about all of those 4 things being in alignment with each other and working in tandem instead of opposing each other. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly look at all 3 cards and see if anything else is jumping out at me. I don't think it is. So I'm going to turn it over to you. Is there anything that you want to add here? Is there something that stands out to you? Is there a message that's coming through that you want to share? Please feel free to share in the comment section. And I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a beautiful week. And if you want to learn more about tarot cards, tarot card reading, oracle cards, you can check out my website, dailytarotgirl.com, and I'll put the link to my site in the description box below this video. And if you enjoyed this video, you may want to subscribe because I do them every single week. So once again, thanks for watching.